So this is Dr. T.B. Rao, Professor and Principal, TBS Institute of Technology, Kavali. So today I am going to explain first law of thermodynamics. So the first law of thermodynamics is very important uh, in thermal engineering or in thermodynamics because it had very wide applications. If you observe any field of engineering, almost it will be one of the applications of first law of thermodynamics. So if you take whether it is an IC engine, whether it is a steam engine, whether it is a gas turbine, whether it is a rocket, anything, if you take any process, any applications, somewhere or another, it will be the application of first law of thermodynamics. So that much importance the first law of thermodynamics plays very crucial role in the field of engineering. Okay, so we'll see. So what is first law of thermodynamics? Okay, how it influences the so many applications, engineering applications that we will discuss. Okay. So the first law of thermodynamics, now we are going to discuss for a closed system and open system. Already we have discussed what is meant by closed system and what is meant by open system. Okay, if there is no mass flow, then it is we can call it a closed system. If there is a mass flow across the system, then we can call it as a open systems. Already we have discussed. So for both the systems, how the first law of thermodynamics we can apply. Okay, we'll see. Okay, the first law mainly tells about energy transfer. The first law mainly tells about energy transfer, how the energy is transferred from system to surroundings and surrounding to system. If there is in case of energy transfer, what happens? Okay, so what happens to the system? What happens to the surroundings? That we are going to discuss in first law. Basically, in thermodynamics means it is energy transfer. Thermodynamics means it is an energy transfer. So, first law we can say like this: energy is total energy is constant. It is a conservation of energy. Total energy is constant. So what we can do? Only energy we can transfer from one form to the other form. Okay, so energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed. Energy అనేదాన్ని మనము క్రియేట్ చేయలేము, at the same time destroy కూడా చేయలేము. Energy is constant. So that is first law. That is energy balance. So energy is fixed. We cannot create or we cannot destroy it. So whatever the energy is there in the universe, it is fixed. But what happens? It transfers from one form to the other. Okay. So what are the various forms of this energy? Sometimes it is in the form of heat, and that heat energy it will be converted into work energy, or work energy will be converted into heat energy. Like this, there will be energy transfer. This the transformation that we are going to discuss in the first law. Okay, so here, so work and heat are different forms of same entity called energy. So the same energy, sometimes it is in the form of work, sometimes it is in the form of heat. But both things you can take it as energy. Okay, so here this energy, sometimes it enters into the system in the form of a heat, and it may leave the system in the form of a work, or it enters into the system in the form of a work and it may leave the system in the form of a heat. So this thing it happens. This energy it is in two forms. One is work, another one is heat. If it enters into heat, it leaves as a work. If it enters into as a work and it leaves as a heat, this transformation takes place in the system. Okay, we'll see. So for this energy transformation, So Joule, a scientist, Joule conducted an experiment. This experiment, we can call it as a Joule's experiment. So from this Joule's experiment, we can understand in a better way. Okay. So there is a small vessel. It is an insulated vessel. That's why this is called as adiabatic vessel. It is insulated. This vessel is insulated, and top also we have closed. Okay. This vessel we filled with water. This vessel we have filled with water. Okay. So inside there is a thermometer. Using thermometer we can measure the temperature of the water. There is a paddle wheel. So paddle wheel is a small small stirrer is immersed in the water. This paddle wheel is connected to a pulley, and this paddle is connected to a weight also through a rope. Okay. So this is the arrangement of this Joule's experiment. So from the Joule's experiment, we are going to derive a fact. From the Joule's experiment, we are going to derive a fact. Okay. So we will see. So when this weight is coming down, since it had some weight, so the weight, due to gravity, the weight, it comes down. Once the weight comes down, what happens? So this weight, it rotates the pulley and it rotates the paddle wheel, and so the paddle wheel starts rotating. When the paddle wheel starts rotating, inside stirrer starts rotating. Okay, like this, there is a work done on the system. There is a work done on the system. Due to this moment of this weight, there is a work done on the system. Okay, so there is a work done. Okay, so what happens due to this rotation of this stirrer? Okay, inside the water there will be a small friction will develop. The temperature, it rises from T1 to T2. The temperature, it rises from T1 to T2. That means here there is a heat transfer. There is a heat transfer. Due to rotation of this stirrer, there is a heat transfer. Understood? So due to rotation of this stirrer, due to the rotation of stirrer, that means due to this work done, there is a heat transfer, and due to heat transfer, the temperature, it rises from T1 to T2. Okay. So whatever the temperature rises from T1 to T2, again later it will be transferred to the surroundings. Once the top cover it removes, means it transfers to the surroundings. Okay. Like this due to this work done, there will be heat transfer. That means work done is directly proportional to the heat transfer. Work done is directly proportional to the heat transfer, or work done equal to some constant into heat transfer. Work done equal to some constant into heat transfer. So this constant is derived by this Joule's experiment. That's why this constant we can call it as Joule's constant. This constant J is called as Joule's constant. Okay, in SI units, the Joule's constant will take it as 1. In SI units, the Joule's constant will take it as 1. Okay, in CGS units, this J we take it as a 4.2 kilo. Okay, but in SI units, this J value is 1. Okay, so the same experiment, if you observe in the graphically, so from during this here initially there is a work done from process 1 to there is a work done. From process 1 to there is a work done. So due to this work done, the temperature increases from T1 to T2. Whatever the temperature increases from T1 to T2, again the same temperature, there will be again this same heat, again it will be transferred to the surroundings. Again it comes back to the initial position. Once you remove the top cap, again this whatever the amount of heat available in the inside the water, the same heat will be transferred to the surroundings. Again it comes back to the initial position. Once it comes back to the initial position, we can call it as a cycle. Okay, so it is called as a cyclic. Okay, so therefore cyclic integral of, that means during the cycle, the sum of total work done equal to sum of, in a cyclic process, sum of heat transfer. In a closed system, so integral of dW equal to integral of dQ. Okay, so how we can define the first law of thermodynamics for a cyclic process. Okay, so we define it as, if any system executes a cyclic process, the net heat transfer is equal to the net work done. If any system executes a cyclic process, so the net heat transfer equal to the net work done, because J equal to 1. Okay, if any system executes a cyclic process, the net heat transfer equal to the net work done. Like this, we can define the first law of thermodynamics. Okay. So the same thing, if you go to the open system, that is a closed system. If you take a system undergoing a change of state, if a system undergoing a change of state, here also there is a closed system. If there is a system undergoing a change of state, okay, so there is a system. So there will be heat transfer to the system, and due to the heat transfer, there will be some work done. But here Q is not equal to W. Here Q is not equal to W. What happens here? If you observe, if a system undergoes a change of state, during which both heat transfer and work transfers are involved, there is a heat transfer and work transfers are involved, the net energy transfer will be stored or accumulated in the system. The net energy transfer, the net energy means the difference. Whatever the difference, Q minus W, will be stored inside the system. Okay, will be stored inside the system. Okay, that particular net heat transfer, Q minus W, you can call it as a delta U. Whatever delta U is, it is energy stored inside the system. Energy stored inside the system, we can call it as internal energy. Whatever the energy stored inside the system, we can call it as internal energy. Delta U is internal energy. The same thing we can write it as Q equal to delta U plus W. This is first law of thermodynamics for a change of state, not cyclic process. This is first law of thermodynamics for change of state. For a change of state, so Q equal to delta U plus W. So this is very, very, very important. Okay, because this equation we are going to use for many applications, many problems. Okay, for a change of state, the first law of thermodynamics is equal to Q equal to delta U plus W, where Q is heat transfer to the system and W is work done by the system, delta U is internal energy. Okay, like this, the first law of thermodynamics, we can define it for a cyclic process or change of system, change of state. Okay, so for all these things, the basic thing is Joule's experiment. Based on the Joule's experiment, we have defined the first law of thermodynamics for a cyclic process. Okay, so in first law of thermodynamics, so we are going to discuss what Q, W, and delta U. So the three parameters. So we'll discuss and we'll find out the necessary thing required for this system, for any practical problems. Okay, so when we know Q and W, we'll find out delta U. So if you know Q and delta U, you can find out what is the work done. So if you know work done and internal energy, we can find out what is heat transfer. Like this, the unknown parameter we can find out. Okay, most of the engineering problems are the applications of the first law of thermodynamics. Okay. Okay, so with this, okay, so today we have discussed first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics means, so first law of thermodynamics, it explains about the energy. So energy is constant, it cannot be created or it cannot be destroyed. So energy can be transferred from one form to the other form. Okay, so energy can be transferred So energy can be transferred from one form to the other form. Okay. So based on this energy, so it is in the form of a work done and heat transfer. Okay. So this and we have defined, we have discussed Joule's experiment, and based on the Joule's experiment, we have defined the first law of thermodynamics for a closed system and a change of state. Okay. So with this today I will stop. Okay. So next class we will discuss some something about first law of thermodynamics. Okay. In the next class.